So, yeah, long time no see. A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Little COVID situation. Still a thing. Still around. COVID. Still here. Yeah, so I haven't done a show in like 3 weeks now. This is the first time we've done it in 3 weeks.
No,
yeah.
we were really safe about the COVID thing.
We're
still pass it on to you through the camera.
Still struggling with our live situation, which is just a real nightmare. It would seem like the easiest thing to do, but it's just not.
It is.
Proving to be the easiest thing in the world.
There's unreliable people in this world. I'm one of them.
Yes. Well, no, I wouldn't blame you. It's you know.
I would blame me.
Anyway.
I get for sneaky deals.
Yeah. So yeah, I started doing a bit of writing again and stuff, which is nice. You can see my shit at Vinnie at Substack.com. That's me.
Did you get a shameless plug thing?
Yeah, and I'm starting this. I have this idea. I'm writing this like science fiction novel, and I'm thinking about like instead of writing it like as a to try and do a whole novel, I'm gonna serialize it, and so like I'll release a chapter every couple of weeks, and make it like subscription only. So you got to pay to get it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to earn some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh.
I haven't had a job in 2 years, and it's you know.
It's getting old.
It's getting old. Yeah. Money's getting a bit tight and shit. So you know, I'm gonna try and do something different. You know what I mean? Can't do the chef thing anymore. I'm too fucking old. You know what I mean?
Not.
You know, it's not that. Like, I got fucking. You know, I'm gonna be 60 next year. You know what I mean? I'm like fucking. I've got arthritis, and I got. You know what I mean? I'm too old for that shit.
You gotta have a party.
No, I'm fucking hiding. I'm going away. I'm just gonna disappear. In like the first week of August, I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna come back in the end of August, and I'm gonna be 40 again. I'm gonna go get nip. I'm gonna get nip and tuck.
You gotta
fucking
just
surgery
enjoy
and shit.
it. Fuck.
Anyway,
I get it. What's the other option?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose, yeah. I probably.
Sweet, loving embrace of death, like Jesus. You gotta enjoy this.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking. I'm looking forward to the embrace of the cold, cold grave.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
I'm
so.
trying to be positive.
So anyway. Yeah, politics. We talk about politics this week. Some cool shit. Kanye West is all fucking gone completely off the fucking rails.
Politics, it's a road.
Yeah, that's just him. Yeah, he's just gone completely off. But he's gonna buy Parler and do all this shit. But then he just released another album. So it's like this is all like publicity shit for his new album. You know what I mean? And it's worked. Fair play to him.
I'll be honest with you.
He knows how to play it.
The big topics were the White Lives Matter shirt. Black Lives Matter being bullshit. The other thing was the anti-Semitic comments, the going DEFCON 4
on the Jews,
which was stupid.
Yeah, that's not going to work out. That's not going to work out for him.
It's not working out.
It's just not going to work out.
And then he like doubled down.
Yeah.
Talking about like.
I mean, when there's a stage where like even Trump is going, Jesus, you need to chill out a bit, buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what it is, though? I will say this. Now I'm going to look stupid probably, but like the Black Lives Matter thing, I wouldn't have made a White Lives Matter shirt. But I do understand what he's saying about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, there's a very scammy element to the whole fucking movement. Yeah, there is. I mean, you know, I mean, again, like not the whole Black Lives Matter like movement, but just the people who grifted it. There's like a gang of people who grifted it off of it. You know what I mean?
Or the people who or if you just understand that people were allowed to, like, you know, use that as a pass. I mean, you put up a black, like. Yeah, absolutely. Like a black square on Instagram, and you were like a good person.
I told you the thing that like I knew it was just like the last straw for me was Jamie Dimon and the whole staff of J.P. Morgan Chase. Yeah. In front of an open bank vault, right? With going like this, Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
man. God.
You know what you did to fucking black communities in that fucking from 2000 to 2008, but even just recent history, what they did with those fucking those subprime fucking mortgage loans that were like completely targeted at fucking black and Latino communities. This is what they did, and then they get to stand. Then they get to stand in front of the fucking thing and go like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
But it was like a pass. Like it was like you just have to do this, and so.
But the answer to that is not to put a White Lives Matter T-shirt on. That's just fucking stupid. And then to fucking walk around with that fucking
Candace
fucking
Owens.
loathsome cow, fucking Candace Owens.
It's her husband who owns Parler.
Yes.
Talk about taking advantage over somebody who's not
mentally fucking fit.
Not fit. Talk about that.
By the way, buy that off my husband. Okay. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
I thought that was pretty bad.
She's a fucking grifter.
Well, yeah, because didn't she sue the municipality that she went to high school in because people attacked her? They were like racist attacks. These boys attacked her, and she won from the city. I think she won like $40,000 as a high school student, and she's like, racism isn't real now.
Yeah,
she is on some real.
Yeah, I mean, she's making she's making bank.
Yeah, but you know that whole the self-hating Jew trope thing, whatever.
True.
Yeah.
She's Uncle Tom in it. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Like no other.
Yeah.
Like no other.
But I mean, like, there's like legitimate fucking but Kanye, I don't even know why he went. Why did he go DEFCON 4 on the fucking Jews?
No, not DEFCON. DEFCON.
DEFCON.
He fucked it up.
He fucked it up, man.
Poor baby.
But why? I can't. I just.
Well, one, he thought that Jared Kushner and his Josh Kushner were being weird. I guess it was that, for him, it's like they owned a part of his wife's company.
Okay.
And they didn't know, and he was wondering why. There was so much weird shit. It was like his wife being close to the Clintons and realize, that people were trying to manipulate him.
That's Kim Kardashian, right?
Ex-wife, I guess.
Ex-wife, yeah.
So he didn't realize her proximity to the Clintons. Like all these people had such close proximity towards him, and he was saying how the Jews were involved in this. I thought that was fucking mental.
Yeah.
I can understand talking about the Israeli government and the administration.
Absolutely. But you can't do that.
But did you not know how it was so funny that they were talking all this shit about him, but people like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, who's the other one, Tucker Carlson, all these other people are explaining away his anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, fawning all over him.
But Ben Shapiro's the first one who thinks everybody is a fucking anti-Semite.
Yeah, because they need a Candace Owens and they need a Kanye to sort of be on the right, black celebrities on the right. They really, really need that. You know what I mean? To give them some semblance of fucking credibility with a minority audience, which they really struggle with. You know what I mean?
I'll give him this. Kanye's got went to the Trump University of fucking getting attention.
Yeah, and he's fucking good at it, man. He's good at it. I mean,
Sutra saying to me, it's true. It's
but I mean, you know what they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
No, there isn't.
You know what I mean?
No. Not in his business.
No, it's not. It's like his business is being notorious.
Yeah.
And so you have to do stupid shit to have notoriety, and that's what he does. And he's he's good at it.
Fashion Week happened, and Suji said something to me. He's like, "Did you even care about Fashion Week this year?" I was like, "Well,
I couldn't give no. Yeah,
but it was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He was the biggest thing.
I mean, and you think Fashion Week doesn't love that? Of course they do, because they put fucking Fashion Week on the map.
Yeah.
Because people who I couldn't give a single solitary fuck. I mean, look at me. Fuck's sake, man. I have about 7 shirts, and they all look like this. You know what I mean? What the fuck do I know about? But I know what Fashion Week is now.
You're gonna come out.
I
with
know
a
where it is.
Shirt line.
Yeah. I know where it is. I know where it was. I know all about it because Kanye fucking put it on the map this year.
I don't know. Part of me was like, the White Lives Matter shirt, I just really didn't give a fuck about it that much. The thing that made me mad was just his comments on Drink Champs, which was the George Floyd thing.
Yeah, that was
made
fucked
me,
up, man.
That made me. That made me go. You know what? Now I'm done. It's not funny.
So because he was on drugs, it was okay for this cop to kneel on his fucking head for 8 minutes and 45 seconds?
He went worse. He said if you look at the video, the cop's knee was never on his neck.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Yeah, and you know what?
I did look at the video. It's fucking horrific, man.
Yeah, but that was what made me mad.
I have another great cop story. Well, I'll tell you in a couple minutes.
Scary?
No. This is a good cop story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it on my phone actually. I made notes about it because I did my TV cop, real cop thing, and it's a pretty good one. So
I like this.
Yeah, I might as well I'll just jump right into it because you're gonna love it. Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Okay.
So there's this TV show called The Rookie.
Okay,
right?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've heard of it.
It's actually not as cop shows go. It's not bad, and it's actually one of the reason I started watching it. Well, I watch all the fucking cop shows because I'm an idiot. But one of the head writer is Terrence Winter, and he's like one of the main writers of The Sopranos.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, in this Rookie, in this episode of The Rookie, there's the guy gets a new rookie cop for him to train, right?
Okay.
And his rookie cop that he's training is she's a bit of a she's a bit rogue. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, she's like, you know, she colors outside the lines. You know what I mean? So, you know, but you know, like in the end, you know, it all works out okay. So like they have this thing where she's like kind of clairvoyant or something, and
oh god.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Anyway.
Okay.
But in the end, you know, it works out, and they catch the guy, and they get the bad guy, and nobody gets hurt.
Okay.
And everybody smiles, and there's like a huggy moment at the end, and you know, like a moral at the end of the fucking story of how well trained these police are and how much they care, and you know what a fucking great job they're doing.
Pretty
and
cool.
TV cops.
Okay.
Now in real life,
Oh god.
there was a rookie cop in San Antonio, Texas, and he was in a McDonald's parking lot, and he saw a car that he had either pulled over or had refused to pull over from. I think it had refused to pull over for him the day before, right?
Okay.
So, in typical macho cop fashion, he went up to the car, smacked the door open like that, and there was a kid there with his girlfriend eating a burger, like the most normal American fucking thing you could possibly fucking think of, right? Every American fucking city has this thing. You take your girl, you go to McDonald's, you sit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking thing. And anyway, so the kid freaks out. You could see this like shock and terror in his face, right? And there's really good reason to be terrified of the fucking police in America.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. And I'm going to tell you why right now. And this kid was fucking right to be terrified. Anyway, so he slams his car into reverse and pulls out, and the door hits the cop. The cop pulls his gun out, shoots 5 times into the fucking car. The kid manages to kind of get the car away, and then he drives away again. And now, according to the report, he shot another 5 times, but I thought it was 6. I counted it. I thought it was 11 shots in total, but all the reports say 10. But I watched the video, and to me, I thought I heard 11 shots. Anyway, 10, 11, you know what I mean? And he shoots another fucking 5 times at the car as it's running away, as the kid is fleeing. And I don't know, I haven't checked in a couple days, but because I had done this for a show we were going to do, I think last week.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, the kid is still alive.
Yeah.
He was like hospitalized with like multiple organ failure because this guy like obviously shoots 5 times.
Shot at him.
He just shot 5 times into his car. And
That's a blitz.
Yeah. And so that's a rookie cop in real life doing his rookie cop job in real life. And where was the trainer guy with him in real life, like I saw on the TV with the trainer cop? You know what I mean? You know,
or not there.
So I mean, once again, it's like you know the TV cop versus real cop. I guarantee I'll have another one next week because it's
just
every
wait,
fucking
wait
week.
for the just
Cops
wait
are
for
terrible.
the like list of like generic excuses. We just don't have enough resources to spread it around. We wish we had
We need
more
more
time.
money.
There's more crime.
We need more money.
But when there's more crime or less crime, there's always we need more money.
There's always, that's always the answer. Yeah. Well, anyway, this cop got fired.
Did he get fired?
Yeah, he got fired.
Is he going to jail?
This is what remains to be seen. Like he's
Union
like
won't let him.
when I to the point where I had read the article and kind of I did a little bit of research just to do the thing last week, and then I didn't follow it any further, and I only thought about doing it now when you mentioned cop when we just went to that sort of segue in cops, and so as far as I know they didn't file any charges against this cop. But in the article that I read, they said they had like decided to drop the charges against the kid for resisting arrest and fleeing an officer. I was like, well, that's fucking lovely. You decided not to charge him after you shot him fucking 5 times.
Yeah, because you know.
It's fucking thoughtful of you,
At
you
least he's
fucking
alive.
pricks. So yeah, that's this week's installment of my Real Cop TV Cop.
That's the good cop, and then there's a real life thing. But then you want to know what the real life version of what happens to good cops? Have you heard the story that I'm going to tell you?
But possibly.
There was an LAPD officer who died in an accident during a training.
Okay.
A training exercise.
Okay.
So this officer, 6 months previous, had reported a gang rape where police officers had been involved.
Okay.
And somehow.
See where you're going with this.
You know where it is?
No, I can see where you're going now. Yeah.
Somehow, during a training exercise where one of the officers involved in gang rape was there, they ended up grappling on the floor, and this guy ended up dead. Now, the LAPD has covered it up for months.
Oh, of course they have.
And the family is like, well, where's the blue line now?
Yeah.
It's literally like, it's this they're saying that it was a gang rape that he saw.
The fucking LA Police Department and the LA Sheriff's Department
They should probably blow him up.
Are just, they should just talk about fucking defunding. They should fucking put all of them in fucking prison and start over again.
When I heard that, I was like, hold on a second. Could you imagine for the rape victim as well? Not just the family of the rape victim, not just the family of the officer, but you imagine the rape victim. She must be like,
terrified.
She didn't even want to report.
Yeah.
He reported for her.
Terrified.
So somehow, the person that he accused ended up in the training, into like a training exercise with him. Where they're doing close physical combat, and he ended up grappling on the floor, and this guy tragically dies. Yeah,
and they are a fucking, like the Los Angeles Police Department is the most, this is why, like, I look at the cop shows, and I look at them and go, this is just ridiculous, man. Like, the Los Angeles Police Department is the most fucking corrupt organization in the fucking country. You know, I mean, the New York Police Department is pretty bad, but the LA Police Department is a fucking, like, is like 10 times worse. I mean, you look at the scandals that they've had over the last, like, 20 years or so. Rampart and
let's not even talk King, whatever.
Rodney King. Just, I mean, you want to see it. It's a shit that they. But then there's a great article. I'll put this woman's name in the notes when I put the thing up on YouTube, right? But there's an article, and I can't remember her name, but it's a really good article, and I'll send it to you as well.
Yeah.
It's about fucking actual gangs in the LA Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
So there's like actual gangs, like they have gang tats, they have gang fucking codes, they have gang hand signals, but they are the fucking Sheriff's Department. I mean, and they have they're just terrorizing communities, man.
I've heard that the LA, it's like the sheriffs are horrible.
Awful. Awful human beings. And they run the fucking jails. So, you know, talk about like
they're in on it.
So there's, you know, there's just like it's gangs running gangs in the fucking prisons in Los Angeles. It's like ridiculous.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I was reading this article. I think it says so the guy's name is Tipping, I believe, and he goes, the officer who got killed, and he goes, when you have information that the motivation comes from alleged sexual assault that's being investigated by Officer Tipping, now you understand why. You have a situation where officers are going to be intimidating him. Yep. And they were like, well, how the fuck do you make a complaint about somebody and then you let them be around each other like this? So they said, the family really believes, and they couldn't get any autopsy information, that this kid, or this, young person, he was murdered, he was beaten to death.
Yeah, he was murdered.
He was murdered. But like, in a cop facility.
Yep.
By a cop.
Thugs.
But reporting a gang rape.
Thugs.
A gang rape of a underage girl, by the way.
Of course. Of course.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Like, what got me on that was like, that's a good cop. And I mean, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There was a super common.
There was a black female cop in the LAPD who reported something. I think it was about 10 years ago, and she got ruined.
Yeah, ruined.
Financially ruined as well.
Yeah.
And the police union.
Yep.
They gave her up.
Yep.
And I mean.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, there's a movie with Al Pacino from the 70s called Serpico, and it was like this, but the actual true story is an actual based on a true story.
Yeah.
The guy was like, wouldn't take, and he wasn't fucking ratting anybody out. He just didn't want to take the fucking money. He didn't.
Do that.
You can't do that because if you don't take the money, then you're not on the hook, and they've got no fucking leverage on you.
Then you're.
So, you know, I mean, like, and I'm not saying like I'm not going on the. I said that like the LA is 10 times worse than New York City police. That's not true. It's maybe like 1/10 more fucking corrupt than the New York City police, because the New York City police are fucking rife with corruption. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. You know, I mean, like, the drug war made so many rich cops, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, because they're just fucking extorting the drug dealers. They're like, you know, drug dealers have cops working for them all the time, always. They always have. You know what I mean? And you know, so yeah. But I mean, I'm not. That LA story doesn't surprise me at all. I hadn't seen that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the other one that always stuck out to me, and I remember talking about this with my dad when it was happening, because we were watching it live on CNN, and nobody could believe it. It was that Christopher Dorner.
Yeah, I remember that name.
He was black, LAPD officer.
That's right.
There was a big manhunt for him.
That's
and
right.
And it lasted days.
That's right.
And I remember that they didn't want to let it go because they portrayed him as like this crazy. Maybe he was. Okay, maybe he was.
He was like there was like there was some shit around corruption involving that story, if I remember correctly.
Hardcore.
Yeah, I wasn't living in the States at the time, so I wasn't living in Ireland, so I would have seen it like peripherally, but not, you know, I wouldn't have been like watching the story. Or maybe I was living in the States. I can't. When was it?
It would have been in 2007.
Yeah,
well, no, 2007 is when he got into some problems because he alleged that his training officer was corrupt. That she'd done a few things.
Yeah. I mean. You give these people like, you know, these guys have like basically carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want in society. I mean, and they are, you know, like you cannot.
He had filed a report against his training officer for excessive force against somebody who had schizophrenia. She had claimed that she had put this dude into like, you know, critical care because she'd kicked him in the chest, kicked him in the head, and then after that he was ostracized and just. Yeah.
I mean.
Then it turns into, you know, he killed a bunch of people in a manhunt. I don't know.
This is why I'm gonna try and do one every week now, like, you know, like
easily.
because like the cops are so fucking bad. You know what I mean? And, I mean, I'm not even looking for these stories. I just happened to fucking stumble across this fucking story. Because I watch, like, it's really hard for me because I can't watch any American news anymore. Like I watch. Like I used to watch this thing called Rising on The Hill. It's an internet channel, but it's gone so fucking bad. And the only reason I still watch it is because Brianna Joy Gray is on it. Okay. And she's quite good, but like there's no I can't watch Democracy Now anymore because it's gone so fucking Democracy Now is so fucking bad. Which is such a shame because she was such a fucking she was like a light in this like fucking darkness, and you know, and then she just like Trump just fucking wrecked everybody in the media, and like, you know, I lost faith in Democracy Now on the episode where they had Mary Trump on for the whole fucking episode, interviewing her about her book again. Her anti-Trump book, and I'm like, come on, man, I can fucking tune into MSNBC for this shit, man. You know, I want fucking Democracy Now to do, and they, you know, in fairness to them, they still do stuff that's good. Yeah. But you know, they're kind of parrot the fucking the mainstream narrative on Syria and on fucking Ukraine and Taiwan and shit, and I don't want that, man. I get that. You can get that fucking everywhere. Yeah. I want somebody to tell me what's actually fucking going on. Yeah, and like, you know? Yeah, some actual, I mean, like, as much as so you can handle to have actual, you know, I mean, and like, you know, it was Democracy Now! The War and Peace Report for years, and then it became Democracy Now! The Quarantine Report, and I was just like, what the fuck, man? The numbers that got you, right? It's like, what the fuck, man? Like 1,000 dead to 2,000. Yeah, it was every day, and I was like, look, come on, man, I can get this on MSNBC or CNN, you know what I mean? And I'm living abroad, and so like, it was great to have that, like, Democracy Now! Is that 1 hour program. Yeah. And I would tune into it, like, nearly every day, like, you know, even when I was working, like I'd come home and I'd put it on while I was like chilling out, having a beer and stuff. I'd put it on and I'd be caught up. But I struggle, and they used to do a lot of stuff on like corrupt cops and corrupt local city officials and things like the Flint water crisis and the Jackson water crisis, and you know, and like stuff like that. So they still do a bit of that, but like the international fucking like the foreign policy like thing is just I can't get past that, man. A lot of our time and like, you know what I mean, like a focus for a lot of journalists who might have focused on something else. So like I think when that left being like, you know, the fucking hot topic, it left a lot of people kind of dead because they didn't know what to do. Because it was like Trump before that, and then it was COVID. Yeah. And now it's not, Ukraine can't even hold a like a light to that, you know? Yeah, I mean they turned like all of news, all of like, you know, media, news media, into, like you know, like just it just watered it all fucking down. It's actually true. It's all reality TV. Like I mean, even the thing we're talking about with Kanye West, it's a sprinkling of politics and maybe a sprinkling of not truth about Jews or anything, but a sprinkling of like there is a frustration about Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. There's a frustration about being like something sold to the public and used for corporations to get a pass on their fucking divisive fucking practices that are actually the problem.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt's not gonna help, but then you just don't have any room for views.
I mean, Black Lives Matter is problematic. Just as, you know, the way the movement has been sort of co-opted and there is a lot of corruption there.
Dude.
Blah, blah, blah. But the answer is not to put a fucking White Lives Matter t-shirt on. Because that is just, it's just ignorant and fucking stupid because everybody knows that all that lies.
Yeah, that was the point.
That's the whole point.
It wasn't that only Black Lives Matters. It was just that Black Lives Matters too.
Yeah, exactly, and that was always the point.
200, by the way.
Yeah. Not just two of them. 200. Yeah.
Not just Barack and Michelle.
Yeah, exactly.
Bitches.
That's what they are. That's actually what they think. Yeah, those two. Yeah.
True.
But yeah, so I mean that's not the answer to it, and it's like I don't know. I find it depressing that that sort of the level to which the media has like just sunk. Just
Does it suck?
It sucks. It's just so bad, man. You know, and like, you know, I watch like, you know, I mean, you cannot get us. I mean, and I know they're out there because I have sources that I look at stuff. There's like a couple of things that I watch called like Breakthrough News and the Real News Network and Black Revolutionary something or other television.
What the fuck is that you're watching?
It's all right. I mean, no, it's all right.
What
I mean,
are you watching?
It's okay.
You're trying to hook
you know,
up with somebody. Right?
And no.
Black Revolutionary.
My days of trying to hook up are fucking over.
I was like, what's Black Revolutionary? I've never heard of it. That's scary.
Black Revolutionary Network, I think they call themselves.
Okay.
Scary. Yeah. So like, I know that there are other things that are going on in like Ukraine that are just not allowed to be reported on any of the mainstream news channels like BBC, Guardian, AP, AFP, Reuters, any of those.
Not allowed? It's not that they're not allowed. They're not. They don't need to be explicitly told not to.
No, they don't because
the training is deep.
Exactly. It's like they've been indoctrinated into knowing that this is not something that they can talk about.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking deep.
Yeah, because they all want to get ahead in their careers, so they know that
Toe the line.
to do this is not going to get you ahead in your career. If you go in the wrong direction, you're going to wind up like a guy like Chris Hedges, who had to fucking got fired from the New York Times because he refused to fucking toe the line on the Iraq War.
Wow, unbelievable too. Huh?
You know. Or Phil Donahue, who had the most popular show on MSNBC, got fired. It was the most highly rated show on MSNBC, and he got fired because he was an anti-war voice during the Iraq War. I mean, come on, fuck, man.
He could be Chris Como, and he's already back on some fucking shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he
already has a show or something on some.
Asshole.
No, but he does, and I mean, like the whole point is like the nature of like what he's done. That's like, doesn't that defy like everything about journalism? You're helping your brother, who's a governor, on his quest to shut down rumors of sexual allegations, and then you have them too.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh.
I got to be honest with you, the Governor Cuomo fucking sex allegations things. I think they were like the hangout. You know what I mean by a hangout?
It was worse.
Yeah, because the other shit that he did was so much worse.
Yeah.
So they put a hangout out there that they could so you could focus.
Oh, the COVID stuff?
Yeah, the COVID shit was fucking off the charts.
It's
like
crazy. He had a good chance at running.
Off the charts corruption.
He had a good chance at running, hey? During COVID?
Yeah.
He was sitting there doing the interviews with his brother. It was like they were doing. I think that family's like very Kennedy obsessed. They want to do that old.
I think every American fucking political fucking family is Kennedy obsessed.
You think so?
Yeah, they really are. This is like the Camelot years were like this. It's like the pinnacle of where you can go.
They were alcoholic, whoring.
Oh yeah.
Fucking just whatever, and everyone wants to be like them.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking leave Mary Jo Kopechne in the back of the car while you run back to fucking Chappaquiddick. Get the fuck out of here, man. That motherfucker tried to run for president as well. He should have been in fucking prison.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. I fucking said it. You heard it first. Ted Kennedy should have gone to prison before his fucking brain exploded for killing that woman. He fucking killed a girl. I'm sorry. The guy fucking killed a girl. And I'm not like some fucking like right-wing Republican psychopath, right? Who's like just that thinks that like you know, I think not only him, but I think fucking Denny Hastert also should be in fucking prison. He was a fucking child molester.
A lot of molesters.
And he was the Republican fucking Speaker of the fucking House for like
years.
I think he was the longest serving Republican Speaker of the House I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to check that. But he's very close. And he was a fucking serial child molester.
There's a few of them. I mean, who was that fucking weirdo from? It's not Jeff Sessions, the other one.
Larry Craig.
No, there's another one.
And you know what?
Governor of Arkansas or Alabama.
Oh,
weirdo dude. He like fucked girls in high school.
Oh, that guy, Roy. He ran for Alabama. Roy something or other. He ran in Alabama.
Oh, he's fucking.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have him.
And I also think, oh God.
Jesus
Oh
Christ,
God.
fucking-
Wait, we haven't talked about it. I know you're not going to want to talk about it though.
What?
Herschel Walker.
Oh, Herschel.
It is incredible. I'm so proud to be black.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm so proud to be black.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh,
that
dear,
might be the worst campaign I've ever
oh,
seen.
dear,
Is
oh,
it?
dear. Yeah,
Is it?
He's really not.
No, is it the worst campaign? There are. I mean, as everything. Okay, so there's multiple children.
Multiple children.
Multiple, and that his staff didn't know about.
And
hadn't paid for none of it.
very credible
Abortion
story.
Credible. He said he sent her the $700.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to that
But
part.
he sends money to a lot of people.
But he sends lots. Yeah. So he's not really admitted it. But like, a very credible story.
Get well, a signature, a fucking certified check with his name on it. Like, wow.
But the worst thing about that fucking thing is that election is going to be, the result is going to be razor thin.
I watched the debate between him and Warnock.
Oh God! Did you see the other debate where he didn't go?
Yeah.
Then there was like another one.
There
was another one that he didn't go to.
And they just kept talking to the podium.
Yeah.
But he admitted that he's dumb.
And I think, you know what? That's
honorable.
Americans love that because they're all fucking dumb. And
you're like, I'm stupid. That's endearing. Okay.
But they like that. I mean, because they know dumb people. I mean, they're surrounded by fucking dumb people.
Yeah, but he actually wrote a book about him being mentally unwell.
Yes, I know that. Yeah. Well, and again,
maybe
Herschel Walker. We can be certain that Herschel Walker never picked up a fucking pencil to write the fucking single word in that book, man.
Of course not. I bet you the ghostwriter had a ghostwriter.
The ghostwriter probably had it. Yeah. The ghostwriter was fucking mentally unstable as well. And he had a fucking ghostwriter. Yeah. No, there's no fucking way Herschel Walker wrote that fucking book.
I mean,
I mean, I saw him he is like monumentally stupid. And the thing is, we talked about this before. He's always been monumentally stupid.
Yeah, but this is like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, it's not even a train wreck. It's multiple plane crashes onto a boat. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, like, his staff thinks he's unfit.
Yeah. Well, he is. I mean,
it's so crazy.
But I said this before. Like, he was always like, he's not right. He was a great fucking running back. He was a really good fucking football player. But that was it. That was it. I mean, like, he left college back in the '80s to join the New Jersey Generals. Because the New Jersey Generals were in, I think it was called the USFL. It was like a competitor to the NFL.
The Trump thing.
Yeah, Trump bought that team later, but not like Herschel was already on the team when he bought it.
There you go.
But like, the USFL didn't have a requirement that you had to finish college,
right.
But the NFL did.
Right.
So Herschel Walker dropped out of college. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I went to a top tier basketball college, the University of Massachusetts. Yeah. Dr. J, Julius Erving, went to the University of Massachusetts. Top tier NCAA rank 1 basketball.
Okay.
So I knew like loads of guys who were on the team, and they didn't do a goddamn thing in school because they got people to do. They got nerds. They got nerds. They paid nerds to do all their shit for them.
And I'm sure there was a coach or the coordinator who did.
Even with all that, Herschel Walker couldn't cope with fucking college because he's a fucking idiot, man.
No, but it's been reported that he's violent.
Absolutely.
I think he's abused all of his wives.
But I think he's got. Like what the card that he's pulling out is CTE, which is the thing that you get.
Then don't.
Yeah.
Then don't do this.
But I mean, the thing is, like the Democrats are like running against him, right? They can't really say anything about his mental fucking acuity because they've got fucking John Fetterman running on the Democratic ticket. In Pennsylvania, he can't string a fucking sentence together. He had a stroke,
I don't think
man.
That's true.
I watched him.
When?
About 2 weeks ago.
The one with the lady interviewing him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he was reading it all off a fucking thing, man. It's not good. It's not good. And again, you know what? And the thing that
he had a stroke. He can recover from that.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, he is like somewhat in like a quasi fucking vegetative state, man.
No, I mean they let fucking what's her John McCain was like fucking. In fairness, like he's going into the Senate, and that's like perfect. It's perfectly suited. Like not having a fucking brain is you're perfectly suited to the Senate. I mean, Dianne Feinstein can't even remember what she had for fucking breakfast. That's true.
She's gone, man. She's been gone for fucking years.
That sucks. I like his policies, but yeah, if he can't do it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I liked him too. He's a working class dude, man, and he looks like a working class dude. He acts like a working class dude. He talks like a working class dude, and we need that in
his policies.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's like fucking legalize weed. He's really in for like
absolutely.
a lot of like
prison reform. Yeah. You know, I totally agree. But
like, if he can't do it, he can't do it.
He can't do the job. He
can't
do the job.
I just thought that he could be recovering. I just think it's like a shitty time that it happened. I mean, fucking the other option is Dr. Oz. He drinks his own piss, apparently.
Does he?
Apparently he's really into it.
At least he doesn't make anybody else drink his piss.
Probably does. What do you know?
His wife probably. Drink it.
Oh.
Drink it.
Yeah. No, I mean, ugh.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like American politics is like
Herschel
fucking,
Walker though, that's scary. I mean, he's been accused of. I think what was it? What did he do? He like impersonated a cop, and then on the debate stage,
that's right,
he
pulled
brought
out his badge.
A fake cop.
A badge. No, yeah. It wasn't. It was actually a real badge.
No, but
it was like an honorary fucking badge that they had given him because he was like he was a good boy or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck he was like. I don't know, man.
Like I think Shaq is actually a sheriff.
That's a possibility.
No, I think Shaq is actually a sheriff. Like he has a badge and everything.
Yeah.
And he finished school and did all that stuff. Like he actually did.
Do you know who else is a sheriff? And this is a great one. I'm completely changing the subject now, but you just remind Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's a Louisiana.
We're done.
Like an Orleans Parish fucking.
We're done now. I hate Steven Seagal.
Sheriff, yeah.
We're done.
So do I. But he's a fucking.
We're done.
He's another fucking moron.
I don't even want to hear Steven Seagal's name. I think he's like been in the news recently for doing something crazy. Is he like a Russian?
I mean, it's like constantly doing so. Yeah. Oh yeah. Apparently he's been to Russia and he's like trained with, like Russian, or.
To do what?
I don't know.
To do what?
To be
like he's training with them to fucking fuck up Ukraine.
To be Steven Seagalski, I guess.
No.
I
think he's.
Fucking no idea,
wait, do you think he's like actually? No, that can't be true.
Steven Seagal. I don't know. I know there was some fucking Russia thing with him where he went to Russia.
Like if this dude is actually going and training like Russians, well,
he's fucking older than me. I mean, and he's older than me, and he's like as fucking unfit as I am, if not more unfit than I am.
Also, don't really know.
I mean, he's been even like if you've seen any of his recent movies, they're great, man. He's like never gets out of his chair.
And hold on a second. Why the fuck is he of a Russian nationality? Like, is there anything to do with that?
Oh, I'm not really sure.
Oh, he's calling himself a diplomat now. That's incredible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, got it. So he's apparently a representative for Russian U.S. culture.
I saw a movie he was in maybe like a year ago.
Russian state media. He's all on this.
Yeah. I saw a movie he was in maybe a year ago, and it was like other people were doing all the action stuff, and he was just like every scene with him was like sitting at his fucking desk.
Yeah. He sits and then literally sits and he fucks a girl, kills 3 people, all from like an armchair.
Yeah. And you never actually see him do anything.
Or get up.
Yeah,
because you're right. No. He's
At least my girl Queen Latifah gets fucking stuck into the mix when she's doing the fucking Equalizer, man. You know what I mean?
Understand you.
Yeah, I love Queen
This
Latifah.
is the thing that really gets me is your choice of bad cop shows.
Yes, that's a great
Law and Order, those things are staples.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I do. You've turned me on to like Law and Order now. I do watch Law and Order.
Are you watching Organized?
I watch the whole pantheon of Law and Order stuff. You got SVU and Organized Crime and Regular and fucking all that shit, man. Ding, ding.
Look at you, you're Steven Seagal.
Oh, I'm fucking ready. Look, I've got the fucking hair and all.
You got it, I was about to say. Oh no, he's really in, what is it? I cannot say this word. Marsipol? Is that how you say it?
Oh, Mariupol.
Mariupol.
That's in Ukraine.
Yeah. So he's there.
Okay. Yeah, great.
He's helping the Russians.
It's fixed. Ukraine's fixed. Steven Seagal's there. It's all sorted. He's just gonna fucking
Armchair karate.
Without getting out of his fucking lazy boy, he's got this fucking thing covered.
That's just unbelievable. I'm just sitting like here, like I wish I could do all this shit. That's the most. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do a movie.
I should, yeah. I'm writing one now, so like I'm doing my writing thing. So like you know, like
you could do.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get my fucking head together. I'm writing this. I told you I'm writing this fucking science fiction novel, and the science fiction novel is, yeah, it's going to be cool. And I've actually got to the point where like he's like, so it starts out in the present, then it goes to the past, and then it goes to the future. So I'm in the past now. I'm in 1996 when he meets his wife.
Oh.
And he's like, and he worked for, it's all about conspiracy theories and shit, right?
Okay.
So, in 1995, he gets a job at a new publication that comes out in New York. He was working for Vanity Fair, or Esquire, I can't remember what I put. I constructed this character. He was working in Vanity Fair, I think it was Vanity Fair. And then he gets a job to go, or gets a call to go and have an interview for this new magazine called George, which was published by
John F. Kennedy
Jr. Let's get your whole conspiracy thing in there, man. You know what I mean?
No,
Woo! Mixing it up.
Smart marketing.
Mixing it up.
The QAnon shit going on.
Mixing it up with the Q.
I love it.
Getting the Q. Get my Q people on board.
I remember watching like a thing, like I was a kid, and there was like a signing of JFK doing that, right? Like when he had the George. Who was it? Was it
the first cover
was it a model?
Fuck, I mean, I did a lot of research on this last week because
Cindy Crawford in a wig.
Cindy Crawford, I think, was the first
in a gray wig,
yeah,
like a George Washington.
she was like dressed up like one of the founding fathers, like George Washington.
And
I think.
sexy.
Yeah, and then they had Drew Barrymore as Marilyn Monroe.
Wow, you're giving me a '90s throwback.
I am in like fucking. I'm in it.
Whoa.
I'm fucking well in it.
I see that. I can see myself standing in front of a television.
Fucking flip phones. I've got fucking flip phones and the whole bit, man. Yeah. So I'm enjoying that. That's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, but so like I'm seeding it with all this conspiracy theory shit, and then like the big one at the end. I can't give the reveal, but the big one at the end is like it's like a Mac Daddy conspiracy theory of like it's just gonna pull everything together, and the guy fucking loses his fucking mind. It's in the future.
I love the George magazine reference.
Yeah.
That's so weird and specific and so New York in a weird way.
Yeah. And it's set in New York, of course. The guys, my boy lives in New York. You know what I mean?
Talk about Camelot.
Yeah. My boy lives in Brooklyn Heights. You know what I mean?
My boy lives in Brooklyn Heights.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. Okay, now we take a real break because Steven Seagal totally fucking throws me off.
Okay, we'll take a break. Roy Cohn, his lawyer, Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn was his lawyer, and he was gay.
But I mean, he went.
But you know who got started working for Joe McCarthy?
Who?
Bobby Kennedy.
Right.
RFK was.
Yeah, that's true.
Was like what do you call it? Like I don't know, one of his staffers.
Like an aide.
Yeah, an aide. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, these people are all in bed together, man. It's like that, man. You know what I mean?
They're all gay.
They're all fucking gay.
And homophobic.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, but they're all being gay and homophobic. There is a big,
that's fucked up.
That's a problem.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
And that could lead to a lot of like gay bashing because you hate yourself and just come out with it already.
Roy Cohn was fucking terrible, man. Roy Cohn was like he was like Trump's fucking mentor as well. Roy Cohn. He was like Joe McCarthy's lawyer. And then he was Trump's mentor growing up in New York.
Fuck off.
And he and he was he was
oh my God.
I mean, he was like gay. Everybody knew he was gay, but he was like
a militant.
Yeah, he was like militant not so much anti-gay, but he just wanted it kept like, you know, he liked where it was. He liked that it was in
because he was a man with power, so it didn't matter.
He was, exactly, it didn't matter to him. Yeah. So, and he was an awful fucking human being.
Because like, I know that a lot of people, like, you know, the whole McCarthy terror time, there was a lot of gay people who got kind of clunked in there.
Absolutely.
So I thought, like,
I mean, there was like a purge.
Yeah.
There was a purge of gay people in the State Department and you know, throughout the government. Hollywood was like, I mean, Rock Hudson, for you, if they make the joke of the Troy McClure thing on The Simpsons is about Rock Hudson.
Right.
Because Rock Hudson was like
so
clearly gay, but he had like, you know, it was always like he was always in fake relationships and shit to keep the whole thing going. You know, and now like it's changed so much now, you know what I mean? Where people have to fucking concoct fucking stories like Jussie Smollett they're like been beaten. Oh my God, that was
Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett, is that how you say his name?
Juicy. No, I think it's Jesse. But I keep the Dave Chappelle skit always saying juicy.
Fucking moron. Yeah. So I mean, there's guys like I mean, it's guys like that have been running the fucking world forever, man. I mean, what the fuck do you think they do in those boarding schools?
What? What are you talking about?
What the fuck do you think they do in those fucking boarding schools? They're all fucking gay in the boarding schools. They're like shit like the fucking the Skull and Bones. Now I'm gonna get like I'm gonna rein this conversation in right in a minute.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna rein the conversation in a minute. Because it sounds like I'm like being fucking homophobic and I'm not.
No.
But these guys like they go to like all male boarding schools and shit and like you know, and then they have like these fucking societies like the Skull and Bones, like that fucking in Yale, where Bush and John Kerry and fucking loads of them were all in this society, and they sodomize each other, right? No, it's like fucking part of the fucking rituals to get into these fucking things. Part of the rituals to get into these things is to do that, and the reason that they do that is because they got something over you. And it's the same thing in the UK.
Oh, the fucking the pig thing.
The fucking the pig, David Cameron. Like they've got shit over you. You know what I mean? And it's never it never comes out as long as you fucking toe the fucking line and do what you're supposed to. But you're afraid to actually ever step outside or color outside the lines, because if you do, that shit's gonna come out and you're gonna be completely fucking discredited and
fucked by Tony in like eighth grade.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And like, you know, and these guys have been running the world for like, you know, fucking centuries. Yeah, it's the same.
I mean, I get it. You know, it's like the thing with the cops. You gotta be on the take, or
exactly. It's right back to where we started the conversation with the cops. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, you have to be in on it, and they need to have fucking compromise on you in order to sort of keep you fucking, you know, in check. You know what I mean? They can't have anybody who's like they don't have some fucking shit over in the fucking ruling establishment. I don't know what the fuck they have over Obama, but they got something over him. The rumor is that he was gay as well when he was like younger, or that Michelle is just like the beard. I don't know. I don't believe that shit. I never did believe that. But I mean, there is a rumor that says that. You know, you've heard that rumor, haven't you?
I've never heard that.
It was like a limo driver and some fucking story. It's like circulates in some of these right-wing fucking talking places. But you know, they always have something on you. You don't get to that. You don't get up there unless they have something on you. They're never going to let someone they don't have something on get up there. I mean, they wouldn't let Jeremy Corbyn. They fucking destroyed him. Oh. They turned him into a fucking Jew-hating fucking Nazi. And the guy's been a fucking peacenik and a fucking hippie for his entire fucking life. I mean, the man doesn't hate anybody, but they managed to make people think that he is an anti-Semite. But I mean, he was actually probably going to do good shit for people, and they can't let somebody who might actually do some good shit into the position of power, because.
Speaking of people who do bad shit, that idiot already just left, Liz Truss.
Oh, she's a fucking moron.
But it's amazing.
The fucking shortest ever fucking prime minister.
44 days.
Fucking 44 days. Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah. Have you seen the lettuce? Have you seen that meme going around?
Yeah.
Somebody had a lettuce at Tesco's, and it was like pure green, perfect, right? And it had the date was like the day before she became prime minister, and the lettuce was still good. It's like couldn't last as long as a lettuce. Fucking quality, man.
That is really good.
Yeah.
That's funny, because like, I don't know if people get it that like, when she steps down, it's just on the Tories just pick another person.
That's the same ghouls who picked her are going to pick another rest. Boris was in the fucking running until yesterday. He bowed out today. And I guarantee you, they'll put somebody in, and it'll be fucking Rishi Sunak. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Rishi Sunak. So it'll be nice. It'll be like instead of having just like a
woman,
an imperialist white face running the empire, they'll have a brown face running the empire.
First brown guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's great timing. No, it's just perfect for them, media-wise. It's like,
oh, absolutely.
Concentrate on the fact that he's the first brown prime minister, and we put him there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, I mean, I think it'll be Rishi Sunak, but then he won't last. And I make a prediction that in 2023, because there's going to be an election in 2024. There has to be in the UK.
Okay.
because they have to have an election every 5 years.
Okay.
They can call an election sooner,
Yeah.
but there has to be an election every 5 years. So in 2024, there'll be an election, and it would not surprise me if before that election, Boris is back as prime minister.
That's smart because then he's lame anyways.
Yep, it's like, I'm back, listen,
Take all the
I
hits.
told you guys, you know, you should have listened to me, you should have had faith in me, I'm back now.
Maybe.
And I'm the only one.
And also he can take all the hits for them.
But I mean,
or not.
But I mean, I made a comment today, I watched the thing on, or yesterday, Keir Starmer's the leader of the Labour Party. And he was on a TV show, and they were asking him questions, and the nurses are preparing to go on strike. They want a 5% above inflation pay increase, right? And like, he's not in power, right? There's not an election for 2 years. And they said to him, what would you do if you were in power? So fucking easy. He was like, hell yeah, I'd give them a 5% pay increase.
Yeah.
And we all know that you're not going to do that anyway, but just say it.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't even fucking say it.
Because it would
just fucking what? This is politics 101. Just fucking say it.
Promise whatever.
Yeah, and promise whatever the fuck. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter. And just come up with a fucking excuse of why you can't do it when you get there. That's how politics works, but they're just so bad.
Yeah, I mean, she was...
Liz Truss is terrible.
She wasn't even remotely likable.
Yeah. Liz Truss was awful. I mean,
at least Boris is stupid funny.
Yeah, I mean,
like a blubbering Hugh Grant.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he is that kind of like. Yeah, he is that kind of classic English toffee.
Bumbling idiots.
Yeah,
but like smart
rich,
and
really rich bumbling idiot, fucking English guy.
They just stumble over their words, but they're actually quite profound.
Harry Enfield, in the Harry Enfield show, he does a character called Tim Nice but Dim. He's like he's like Boris.
Yeah.
And he's just like super posh.
Boris is not dim though.
No, but he looks and acts dim.
Yeah. That's a good one though.
That's
a good fake.
Yeah. I mean, I think Boris is stupid the way Trump is stupid. Like not, very focused on
him.
I don't know, on like the ideology that they have. But no, I mean, Trump, I suppose Trump isn't really ideological.
No,
I
Trump
guess
doesn't
not.
have any ideology.
No, I guess not. Yeah.
Trump doesn't have any ideology.
Trump's ideology is Trump, I suppose. Yeah. So he's not, I mean.
Yeah, he's trying to build a gold fucking something like like, I don't know, monument to himself.
But I just think of like Boris as like stunts that he's pulled over the years. They're very Trumpian.
True.
Yeah, very Trumpian. You know what I mean? Like just completely narcissistic.
Yes, but it's a distraction. I think there's an actual
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree
evil, with that. Sipping tea and murdering people kind of vibe there.
Kids that rape their fucking classmates and eaten. That's who it is. That's who it is. That's who runs the fucking United Kingdom. It's kids who rape their classmates and eaten.
Too.
And the occasional pig. That didn't work out though. He was probably the worst prime minister they've ever had in that country. Even Liz Truss can't get up to his level of just incompetence and stupidity. Yeah. To call that fucking referendum without even going like sticking your fucking finger in the air and going, this is probably not a good idea. So fucking stupid, man. So fucking stupid, man. That guy was an absolute fucking moron.
Because like there's a moment where, there's like this whole thing where you're supposed to be a leader. Sometimes you're supposed to lead, you're supposed to know what's good for the people before, or you're supposed to let them. I know that's not right to say, okay? That whole thing of like the wise oligarch kind of like, no. I mean, like, it's like having a kid, Like, you just know that you shouldn't eat all that sugar.
Right.
So you just stop them and let it pace it out a little bit. Think about this.
Yeah.
He did not do that.
No, it was.
He stuck everybody's head right into the sugar bowl. Like, it was bad.
It was like he was like unable to read the fucking room and to fucking realize
Shut the fuck up.
that people were so fucking fed up with the way things had been run for the last fucking 20 years that you've given them an actual opportunity to say fuck you.
To stick it to you.
And they did.
But by doing that, they're sticking it to themselves.
Cutting off their nose
and
to spite their face. Yeah, exactly.
But hardcore, man.
This is what they did.
Because now,
now
they're reeling.
They are really struggling, and I think when I think it's fucking the whole thing is fucking foolish. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Europe. I like the good shit that works for me, but a lot of the stuff I don't like about Europe is like, for instance, how they group together as a bloc, to do shit like fucking sanctions on fucking countries and to join in with the U.S. as a bloc to do sanctions on countries like fucking Iran and Iraq and that awful, evil, nasty shit that they do, and this like unwavering support for NATO, which I think is like a defunct fucking thing that should have like NATO. We see why we have NATO. It's to fucking deal with problems that NATO fucking created, like fucking Ukraine. And I'm sorry, I know. Arms dealers. Yeah, this one's for you, Putin. Just saying, I got it in there. Yeah, it was NATO. I got it. Yeah. I'm getting slagged all the time over that.
Ooh.
No, I get slagged all the time because I say that I think that NATO really, the U.S. and NATO started this war in Ukraine. I really do.
Wow.
I really do. I mean,
he still went in. I don't know.
No,
I get it.
100%.
Idiot.
100%. And
it's really not working from that great.
I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that.
You're really skeptical about this.
I really am. I don't trust anything I read in the fucking mainstream media because they have like an agenda, and their agenda is that Ukraine is going to win this war. But I just don't see how that's going to fucking happen. Like none of the shit. They talked about like sanctions and stuff. We're going to be crippling sanctions, but they haven't crippled them.
No, but that would be terrible to do those people.
What to do? What
sanctions?
What?
On who?
No, but the sanctions on Russia, they haven't.
Would be terrible to do that.
But they haven't done anything.
That will be terrible to do to them, and that will make them more.
No, but they're already doing it, but it's not having any effect. It's not really.
We don't know that either.
Well, I mean, I don't think it is. I mean, they've even admitted that they're not working. Like the West has already admitted that, like, because of what they've done, like.
Maybe strengthen the people's resolve with him.
This is what happens. Always happens with sanctions. They never work.
Yeah,
they never ever work.
But also, like, I don't think I do think that it has to be putting stress on him.
Possibly, yeah.
I think so.
Possibly, but I mean, what's the goal? I mean, is the goal to get him to like
go away?
Go away? I just don't think that's going to happen.
The goal is to put somebody else in his place. As a puppet.
But who?
I don't know. They like Navalny.
Oh, he's as bad as fucking him.
I know he's bad, but for the U.S., it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
he will toe the line.
Like
he's ready.
So they can have Navalny to help get rid. Like so, when Navalny's in charge, they can get rid of some more Arab cockroaches, as he calls them. Mm-hmm. That was Navalny that said that.
Yeah. But that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's gonna be okay for them. I mean, if somebody is corrupt, a little bit racist or a lot racist. I don't know if you can be a little bit racist or a lot. I don't know. But it's fine. It works for the U.S. It works for the U.S.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is what I'm talking about. That's what Ukraine's about. It's about what works for the U.S. It's got nothing to do with Ukrainians. It's about what works for the U.S.
But now it does have a lot to do with the Ukrainians because
Ukrainians they're the ones who are dying. They're the ones who are dying. They're the ones who are dying. And
I think that something has to happen.
Honestly, the phrase that you just used, fighting for their freedom, I would not use that. They are fighting for
survival.
They are fighting for the neoliberal, hegemonic, Western U.S. NATO order, and I just think that's fucking wrong.
But if
and I think it's a fucking terrible thing to fucking die for. They were bombing that corner of Ukraine. The Ukrainians were bombing that corner of Ukraine since 2014.
Yeah, but so are the Russians. They've moved in now.
No, I understand.
But that's the thing. It's like now there's no choice.
Understand. I do understand.
That's the problem. Is that like these people are victims of these two.
I do understand it, but like this is one of the things I talked about in that thing the article that I wrote on my Substack. I'm going to put it in thing. You can all fucking and be sure and comment to how I'm Putin's fucking puppet. That's because I don't mind that. Yeah, but I hear it all the time. It's fine.
Are you really?
Just because I'm like I'm certainly like I'm certainly used to it. But like the thing is like the information that we're getting, like this notion that we're getting the true story is just just nonsense.
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, you had this thing like that Maidan coup, Maidan protest that turned into the coup. I mean, the amount of shit. And this fucking article that I wrote, I found this report, right, from the Stanford Internet Observatory, right? When they look over internet shit, they do research on the internet, right? And there's a thing called the TRWI, which is the Trans-Regional Web Initiative. And it's basically run by the State Department. They create fake accounts in places like Ukraine and Iran and China, like like Russian troll farms.
Right.
Except they're doing it for like, you know, good and purity and America. You know what I mean? And like my question I ask in that article that I wrote is like, what's the difference between the TRWI and a Russian troll farm? And I just don't think there is any. In fact, I think the TRWI, which is the Trans-Regional Web Initiative, is the reason that we hear so much about these Russian troll farms because they're doing it, so they're assuming that they're projecting that Russia is doing it as well. But they are fucking everywhere. They're in Ukraine. They're in Iran right now with the women's with the protest over this woman Azmin who was killed, right? Who died in. She died in police custody. I don't know, like it's hard to fucking figure out. She passed out there's a video of her actually in the sort of this it's not really a detention area. It looks more like a waiting room. And she passes out and that's the last. I don't know whether she died then or whatever the fuck, but it's very, you know, like, but weird. So these protests are genuine protests. It's a genuine protest about a genuine thing that's happening. But if you read it from the Western, like the Western sort of like this TRWI, this, you know, this State Department run shit, they are in there and they've got tons of money behind them and they're fucking pumping the shit up with fake stories on the internet. Yeah, they're co-opting it and they're using it to push for regime change in Iran, which is, I argue, is exactly what they did in Ukraine in 2014. And it's what they're still doing now. I mean, they're just trying to, you know, when you get on board with this like Ukraine freedom fighter shit, which there is an actual war going on there. There's no question. I'm not trying to deny that, right? But when you get on board with that, I think what you're actually getting on board with is fucking US, NATO, global fucking hegemony. And I just think that's wrong. I think that's not good for anybody. And I think it's going to be fucking disastrous. And I really do. And I think we need a fucking strong fucking Russia and we need a strong China to combat fucking the US influence on everything. I'm sorry, I really do believe that.
We should get rid of all these people.
Well, barring that, which, you know, I mean, we still have ghouls in fucking, like, you know, in high office, like fucking Liz Truss and Joe Biden.
Get rid of them all.
I would happily.
Get rid of them all. I don't mean kill them, just get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, I said it, man.
Like, go somewhere. What island can you send them to?
Well, I said it. We need 537 jail cells in fucking Washington, D.C. That's all. Everybody in Congress, everybody in the Senate, everybody in the House, everybody in the Senate, and the Vice President and the President in a fucking jail cell. And we evaluate them one at a time to see if they can come out.
Ever again.
Ever again, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we just go.
Everybody gets turned into a dictator and a tyrant.
And then we go like to every state. And we do a fucking raffle, and we're only doing fucking school teachers, plumbers, nurses, nobody who's ever fucking played golf, nobody who's in a fucking country club, none of those fucking people, just regular working class plumbers. Did I say plumbers?
Yeah, I said plumbers twice.
Mechanics, carpenters.
Tradespeople.
Yeah, tradespeople. Regular fucking working people. Nobody who works in finance. Nobody who works in fucking.
People work in the post office.
No, we can have a post office worker. That's fine. And we put it into a big fucking thing, and we do the thing, and we pull it out, and every 2 years, they go and do the job that these people in Congress are doing, and it's just regular fucking working people, waiters, bartenders, fucking dishwashers. You know, they run the fucking country. They couldn't do a worse job. And if they set that example in the U.S., then we could do it everywhere.
Okay, that's the end. McCarthy weather. No, just kidding. See, you can't even. It's like we can't have nice things.